Imagine project management where agents handle the busy work, but you keep full control. That's Sally. MCP first, automation ready, and built for real teams. Let's install it and get running. Before we install, here's the win. Sally is MCP and API first, so you can run project management through agents and LLMs instead of doing the admin yourself. Picture this. Tasks get created, updated, and reported automatically while you still approve the decisions and steer the project. And it's not a typical SaaS. Sally is self-hosted under a business source license, which means you can use it in your own business for internal teams and operations. Fewer manual steps, tighter control, and a stack that scales as your team grows. Now, let's install it. First thing, we need a VPS, which means we need a server. So let's go to Hetzner. I love Hetzner and I recommend it absolutely. If you want to support our channel, just use the referral link below. It doesn't cost you more. In your thingy, it looks like this. Click create resources, go to servers, and you can get a cost optimized server, x86 architecture, and let's see the country. Let's go to Falkenstein in this case, and you can choose whatever you like. I like the little bit faster ones, but the other one is actually fine as well. It depends on how many API calls and how many MCPs you want to serve directly and automatically and in parallel. So the bigger the team, the better your server should be, because otherwise things clog up. Anyways, you can use a really tiny server for this. So $6.49 a month is totally fine. CX33. So this is going to be hosted in Falkenstein, and you can use Ubuntu. I like to use Debian, but it doesn't matter. Ubuntu or Debian, it's totally the same in terms of this tutorial. So you can use an SSH key if you have one. In terms of security, you should harden your server, obviously, and use some firewall if you want. You can use the backups if you want. I really like to use them because it's easy and it makes sense. And then just give it a name. Let's call it Sally and create and buy. So that's this. And this creates the server within a few seconds. See, server is online and you have your IP address for the server. So I click on the IP address here. And now a very important thing is to match your domain to the server. So you need a domain, obviously. And if you're a business, you'll have a domain, obviously. So go into your DNS domain name system and create a subdomain. Create a subdomain. I would just call it tutorial.usally.com and add the value. This is an A record here, A record, and I'll create this record. This takes a few moments until the A record is up and running, but don't worry if it's not up and running. The Sally installer checks your DNS record first, so it doesn't install if the record is not yet available. So it will warn you. Okay, so next thing, what we need is obviously we need to log in to our server. So again, you need the IP address and you need a password. So I would just go to rescue here because that's convenient and I don't need to open my emails, and reset the password. So I reset the root password. This is the root password. You can use these if you want. You can try to log in here. It's not going to be online after the video anymore. I will delete it anyways. So in my case, this is just credentials, root, and the password. So I will copy the password and I will also copy the IP address. So now I need a terminal. So this Mac, there are terminals for Windows as well. So you need a terminal in order to work on your VPS. So SSH and in my case root, because that's the user, at the IP address. So, and this is going to ask for the fingerprint if I want to edit, yes. And now I need the password, which we created earlier. So I'll just put in the password. This takes a few seconds, and now I'm inside my Sally server or my Sally VPS. So here, that was basically the thing we need to do. Now we can run the installer, and to run the installer, you just go to the Sally docs. So go to a website, usesally.com, and click on docs. And in here, the first thing you see is the installer. So you have here on the right side the fast copy thingies, and also you can just walk through the documentation if you want, if you're interested in how it works and how to do it and blah, blah, blah. All this is documented in here, but you only need this one line. So you can just click copy, or here on the right top side, click copy, and you have this command. And this command, you need to paste it here. And it's not working. So this is the reason why you must install Node.js first, or Node first. So the first thing in install Sally is get into your server. That's what we did. And then you would install Node. So you can copy this here, down here, and this installs the latest Node version, because Sally is written in TypeScript and it works with Node.js, so you obviously need Node.js. So if you install it, you can just see it. This is live. Yeah, there is, I don't scroll forwards or anything. That's installed now. So now you have this Node version. So if you click these, you can now see, okay, what's going on. We are Node 22.22 and NPX 10.9.7. That's the package managers. So everything is up and running. And now you can use the create Sally at latest package. Just put it in. You see it's running. That's the Sally installer. It's installing Docker for you. It finds everything what's necessary and install it one after the other. So it's super simple. You don't really need to do anything. And there we have a little walkthrough for you created. So usually if you do it like I'm doing it here, if you create your own VPS just for this, just use managed simple. So this sets everything up for you, Postgres, HTTPS, blah, blah, blah. And if you want to have it integrated into your existing VPS, you can do extra infra, which will only create the Docker setup for Sally. So you need to put it into your traffic or into your web server as well. But this is super advanced. You don't need to do this. If you are new to this, just use managed simple. So let's hit enter. Then it asks you here where it should be installed. Everything is actually fine. You don't need to change anything. You can if you want, but just click enter. It's fine. Now it asks you for the domain for this Sally instance. And we created the domain tutorial.usesally.com. So let's see. It's checking the DNS. It failed. So let's see what's going on. Tutorial.usesally.com. It should be actually there. Where is it? It's in sync. So why does it not work? There you see. Tutorial.usesell.com doesn't work, so obviously I need to do it again. So let's run it again. If this happens, it's super nice. You can just rerun it until you get it right. So enter, 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 and now tutorial.usesally.com. It's checking the DNS. That's fine. Really take a look if it doesn't work, that this is correct. Now you can put in the Sally version. We will use the latest that's totally fine. It should be the best version, so you don't need to pin it to somewhere. First workspace name. This is your first workspace, so you can just name it as you wish. Obviously, it's the default would be operations. So if you just go ahead and click enter, it's called operations, but you can also name it my great vision if you want. And then this is the first workspace. Then you have the super admin email. This is very important. So of course you can add your email address. I will just do alex@automatethis.pro, and super admin name is going to be, I will just keep it here as admin. So I will use the default. TLS contact is going to be my email address from before. And now you should configure your email, which is recommended. So you can add your SMTP host, for example, Google or whatever you have. Would be like smtp.google.com, and the port. You need to take a look which port, username, password, and so on you have, obviously, in order to add the right ones. And just click through here. Obviously, all of these are going to be saved in the .env file, so in the environment variables for you. You can find all this in the documentation. So if you need to change something, you can change it at any point, at any time, and then just restart the Docker containers. As soon as you put in all of these, it pulls the Sally packages for web and for API. The API package also adds your online hosted MCP endpoint, which is amazing. So you can, out of the box, use MCP with this because Sally comes with its own packed MCP server. So you don't need to set up anything. You can just connect it afterwards. So this is it. And it runs through, it just tells you at the end, welcome to Sally. This is your URL. So this is our URL we're going to use. This is the user, and this is our password. So let's copy this and let's go to tutorial.usesally.com. And here we go. alex@automatethis.pro, password, continue, and I'm in. So my workspace, my great vision. We can create, of course, other workspaces. We have our overview. We can create our first project, and work from here. So this kicks us directly into the first project, and we can add tasks, add timesheets, add statuses, have our Kanban with tasks. We have our task list. Everything is right here. If you want to connect to your MCP, you just move here on the left bottom to your profile. Then you add a picture. You can change everything. And of course, say, okay, do you want notifications, blah, 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 and have your MCP endpoint, which is super necessary for Cloud Code and for OpenClaw and so on. So you can just copy this. Everything is in here. You don't need to do anything. The only thing here, the bearer, your hosted MCP key, is going to be minted down here. So you can mint an MCP key for all accessible workspaces or only the workspace you want to give it. And then you give it a name. And this is your MCP key, which goes in here in order to run your MCP server and do everything via LLM instead of doing all the nitty-gritty admin stuff yourself and lose thousands of hours. Now you have the perfect tool to make your project management within Sally and go from there. Great. If you want to start using Sally for your business, go to usesally.com to get started. See you in the next one.